Breaking right now, Caitlin Clark is gone. Not injured. Not resting. Gone. Moments ago, multiple sources confirmed the WNBA has quietly removed her from the spotlight, and the reaction is explosive. Fans are furious, the internet is on fire, and inside the league, the situation just escalated. Because the moment this story broke, Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hull went nuclear. They didn't hold back. They didn't play safe. And what they revealed is shaking women's basketball to its core. This is no simple benching. This is about control, favoritism, and silencing the very stars that built the game. Tonight, we uncover the leaks, the statements, and the shocking warnings that could change the WNBA forever. It started as a whisper. Then, without warning, Caitlin Clark's name disappeared from the starting lineup. No warm-ups. No injury report. No team statement. Just missing. For the WNBA's biggest rookie star, the one player driving record ticket sales and viewership, this sudden absence didn't add up. Within minutes, rumors exploded. Some claimed load management. Others hinted at internal discipline. But insiders admitted something felt wrong. This wasn't about performance. Clark was leading in points, assists, and media buzz. Why sideline the one player filling arenas? The timing was suspicious. Too suspicious. And the real story was just beginning to leak. Sources close to the league tell us tension had been brewing for weeks. Caitlin Clark, known for her confidence on and off the court, reportedly clashed with WNBA officials over marketing decisions. She allegedly called them tone-deaf and out of touch with real fans during a closed-door meeting. Within 48 hours, her playing minutes dropped. Within 72 hours, she was benched. No public explanation. No media access. Just silence. And for fans who had been following her rise, that silence felt intentional, a calculated move to slow her momentum before it became unstoppable. If the league thought nobody would notice, they miscalculated. Fans didn't just notice, they mobilized. Hashtags like #WhereIsCaitlin and #FreeClark started trending within hours. Comment sections flooded with outrage. Even NBA stars began weighing in, calling the move shady and disrespectful to the game. But this was no longer just about silence. It was about silencing. And that's when one player stepped into the fire, Sophie Cunningham. Sophie didn't wait for PR clearance. In a fiery post-game interview, she skipped the usual cliches and dropped a bombshell. You don't sideline your biggest star unless you're scared of her power. That one line spread faster than anything the WNBA could contain. She doubled down on her podcast, accusing the league of playing political games with players' careers and caring more about control than progress. The response was immediate, thousands of fans rallying behind her with #StandWithSophie and #FreeClark. The very next day, Lexie Hull joined in. No scripted statement. No PR spin. She walked into a press conference, looked straight into the cameras, and said, "If Caitlin Clark can be treated like this, what do you think they'll do to the rest of us?" The room froze. That clip went viral instantly. In a follow-up post, Lexie shared a black and white photo of herself with Caitlin, captioned with one word, loyalty. Suddenly, this was no longer one player's fight. It was a movement. Inside the Fever locker room, tensions were reaching breaking point. Reports suggest Lexie directly confronted coaching staff, asking why their biggest draw was suddenly glued to the bench. Other players reportedly backed her up. Off the record, whispers spread that multiple teams were holding quiet conversations about the situation, but pressure from above kept most from speaking publicly. Lexie, however, didn't back down. In a now-deleted tweet, she wrote, "If you want to build a legacy, stop silencing the ones who create it." Fans screenshot it instantly, and the message was clear. The moment Sophie and Lexie spoke out, fans took the fight online. Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, all flooded with hashtags like #JusticeForClark and #StopSilencingStars. Supporters began posting side-by-side game footage showing Clark being shoved without fouls, her minutes cut despite top performances, and her coverage disappearing from official WNBA channels. This wasn't conspiracy, it was pattern recognition, and the receipts were impossible to ignore. After nearly 2 days of silence, the WNBA finally issued a statement. But instead of calming the storm, it poured gasoline on it. The short, corporate-toned message didn't mention Caitlin Clark by name. It dismissed the controversy as a strategic rotational decision and told fans to trust the process. The backlash was instant. Sophie responded with a single eye roll emoji. Lexie posted a clip of the statement with the caption, "So, we're pretending this is normal now?" The sarcasm hit harder than any press release ever could. The numbers told the real story. Caitlin Clark jersey sales plummeted overnight. Ticket returns spiked for games she wasn't expected to play. Cities that had been selling out for the first time in years were suddenly looking at empty seats. Even sponsors took notice. Leaked reports claim at least 2 brand partners quietly reached out to the league demanding clarity. Corporate code for "fix this before we walk." But the league stayed on script, doubling down instead of addressing the core issue. Behind closed doors, the league was fracturing. Sources say locker rooms turned tense, with players whispering in corners, avoiding eye contact, and questioning loyalties. A divide was forming, veterans urging caution, younger players demanding change. The issue had gone beyond Caitlin Clark. It was now about whether players had the right to speak freely without risking their careers. Then came the moment that changed everything. In a joint live interview, Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hull looked straight into the camera. No smiles. No safe answers. Sophie delivered the gut punch. "If this is how you treat the player who built your league, no one's safe." Lexie followed without hesitation. "We've been told to stay quiet for too long. Not anymore." That was the line in the sand. Almost instantly, the interview went viral. NBA players reposted it. Rival WNBA stars liked it. Hashtags like #PlayersOverPolitics and #LetThemSpeak surged. Fans began tagging sponsors, urging them to take a side, back the players, or risk public backlash. Independent sports outlets started digging deeper, exposing past cases of players allegedly being silenced for speaking out. The league's PR crisis had officially become a movement. This story was no longer about one rookie sensation. It had evolved into a challenge to the WNBA's culture, its leadership, and its future. Former players began sharing their own stories: fines for speaking out, minutes cut after criticizing referees, or marketing deals mysteriously vanishing. Each account fueled the fire. For many, Sophie and Lexie weren't just defending Caitlin Clark. They were defending every player who ever felt silenced. As of tonight, Caitlin Clark remains absent from the starting lineup. The WNBA has given no new updates. Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hull have made it clear they're not backing down. Fans are organizing, sponsors are watching, and the league is at a crossroads. This is no longer a PR problem. It's a battle for the soul of women's basketball. What happens next could redefine the WNBA. Will the league double down and risk alienating the stars and fans who built its momentum? Or will it listen, admit its mistakes, and protect the players who are its lifeblood? One thing is certain: Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hull have sparked something bigger than themselves. And Caitlin Clark's silence, whether by choice or by force, speaks volumes. This fight is far from over.